Garden of England. After a punishing northern crusade, a hexed and wounded defending champion hopes for a dominant display in the southeast. The vultures have had their taste of blood and have been whipped into a point-feeding frenzy like petrol-powered piranhas. Sinister forces played their hand. That is in the past. The next part of the title struggle must be fought under a blistering sun, with relentless heat, sweltering temperatures. Paradise of points, or a desert of despair. It's a crucible into the melting pot.
Right, we're here for round 4, halfway through the season. This time, as you can probably tell, based on Paddock Hill behind me, we're at Brands Hatch. We're on the GP layout this weekend, so I wasn't riding on the track day yesterday. It was very, very hot. We had a thunderstorm overnight. Circuit's a little bit damp still, but by the time we're out, it'll be nice and dry. So it's going to be a very hot, sweltering weekend. I feel like I'm saying that all the rounds this year. It's a sunny round this, it's a sunny Croft, a sunny Donington, and now it's a very, very, very sunny and hot Brands Hatch. The last time out we lost the lead of the championship due to the issue for not qualifying. I wasn't allowed to take part in race 1, and then the crash in race 2. I've dropped to 3rd in the standings now, so we've got Enzo, George, me and Noah, all less than 10 points from Enzo to Noah. So we need to try and steal some points back. We need to become the ghost in the woods, a skinwalker of Brands Hatch, and see if we can pinch some points back and get back to the top. Qualifying momentarily, where we make sure we do our 3 laps.
Looking forward to be sweltering today.
Sure.
What did you just say about me in the stand?
So you do a fantastic job.
Yeah, I thought so.
I can't pull it back in, I feel like I'm going to tuck the front.
What are we doing with it? That's yours. Mum got you that. Oh, thanks.
An umbrella hat thing. Brilliant.
Wear it. Fucking wear it.
That's great.
Excellent.
Need a GoPro on top.
Okay, this was my old PB. I finished qualifying now. I've just done a 1:44.8, so close to PB pace already, which isn't a bad start considering we weren't riding yesterday. This little bastard actually started to come loose during that session, so after about 2 or 3 laps I was just riding, like holding it in like this and not trusting it on any of the right hand corners, so basically I was doing like 47s or something near the end of the session. But yeah, not a bad start, not a good start, just yeah.
So we're going for the thorny devil. This lizard channels moisture through his scales, which goes directly to his mouth, and it can survive in the most harshest of conditions. So this weekend is pretty brutal, so a reminder to drink plenty and survive this heat. But go out there, most importantly, and have fun and do your best.
I wondered why I couldn't hear any bikes going around for a while. I'm not going to film the rider, but there's 2 ambulances. Look at all these people that are going to be lobsters tomorrow with their shirts off. Right, we're in a little bit of a limbo at the minute. There's been a red flag with some ambulances on track for quite a while, and then they went straight into lunch. So hope whoever it is okay. We've not had an update for it, but they look pretty bad. It was quite early on at Paddock Hill, so like I'm guessing they had enough speed to go straight to the barrier, which is not good. So I suspect we'll end up getting laps. Cut off us later on when we do go out from our 9 laps, which is bad for me because I've got quite a lot of spaces I need to make up. So I need the amount of laps to start fighting my way through the pack. So hopefully we don't lose too many laps, even though the heat is pretty unbearable. It was okay in qualifying though. We did 6 laps. I didn't struggle too much. The bike didn't overheat that as bad as I thought it would. So yeah, we'll see how we get on in the race conditions. So we're about to get an update. No, they just keep pinging at us and not saying anything. So yeah, well, we worked out fuel. We just sat around waiting now for an update to know when we're actually going to be racing. I'm starting, I think it's like, I want to say like 20th or something, 20, I can't even remember. Way back there. Got Lewis and Callum on the same row as me, and then Enzo and George are the next 2 stock twins, and I think they're a whole row in front of me. So got some spots to make up if I want to get on tabs with them for sure. Fuck off. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it or not, but it's bloody hot. It's like 30 degrees. Just the paddock here is like 42 degrees. It's not bike racing weather. Just a bit of a PSA for all my fellow bold kings. If you are going to charge the solar panels in this weather, put some sun cream on your head, man. Don't want to burn that shit.
Help me! There is no help for you.
Don't mind me filming you, do you, Beth?
That's fine.
Enjoying that, Blake?
So I've had first race now, just about to watch the start of the endurance. I'll update you in a little bit. I got fourth though, so not terrible, not great. Same sort of story as qualifying really. Well, it's not cold, but it is raining. It didn't have on the bingo card for today. So the endurance is out. It started off in blistering sunlight, and now they're all out. A lot of them are on dry tyres still. They're wet.
In terms of just the actual story, what's been happening here in the bike and players are proud.
Race 1. It was pretty good. I had a lot of fun, but I was battling with, I keep forgetting the chap's name, I'm so sorry, a new guy on an R7 who's in the next gen class. We had a good little battle. It was good fun battling with him, but obviously not with somebody I wanted to be battling. So I finished 4th. I could see Enzo and George battling each other in front. James DNF'd and Noah won the race, so got the lap time down, but because of having a steady qualifying from not doing testing, I left myself too much work to do in the race, and then there's so many new people here. I had to try and like fight my way through the pack to even get up to where Enzo and George were, and I just couldn't do it in the 6 laps that we had. So did have to like make a few overtakes, got overtaken, like saw Lewis on track, had a battle with this chap on the R7, one of the other lads on the little 250 GP bikes, I had a little, like, you know, he was near me on track, so, but just none of it was for positions in class, which is a bit of a bummer. So, but lap time is a bit closer to where it should be. I wrote on my board my target was a 42.999, and I did a 42 in the race. I think it was like a 42.4 or something, or 42.5 actually, it's a 42.5 something, and I think Enzo did a 42.2 and George did a 42.3. So I'm like, I'm in the ballpark with those guys. I just need to get away with them and not end up swapping with somebody that's not in my class. So yeah, so not terrible. I'm not crying about it, but it's nothing to write home about either, because there's only like 8 of us this weekend, so I finished like smack in the middle. So literally bang average. So we didn't manage to be the ghoul in the night, the ghost in the woods, and sneak out of the shadows and snatch some points. So actually, I'm going to update the points board in a minute. We would have lost a lot from that, because all the championship rivals finished in front of me. So I'm going to absolutely tank down the board now. But we've got 2 races tomorrow to make it up. So you know, just updated the board. It looks a little bit like this. I've been bumped down to 4th. But it's still pretty close. Obviously anything can change with a couple of results, but that is the current state of play. I'm going to quickly tick this off and just move the goalpost for this tomorrow. It should be a bit cooler, so actually it might even be a quicker track. It's actually just started spitting with rain again, so but it should be a bit cooler tomorrow, so hopefully that means the track's a bit faster. Actual clouds. We're doing another track walk. It's much cooler today, way more comfy. I get a bit bored of bitching about this club, and I'm sure they're bored of me bitching about them as well, but obviously We know the debacle of Croft, me missing my first race because I didn't do 3 laps in qualifying. I knew when I suspected it happens, and here's an example of it. Literally this weekend, the weekend after I had it in MI class, Marley McKenzie didn't do 3 laps in qualifying. Quite clearly see it there on the qualifying sheet. There is no test day, by the way, because it's a track day. So there's no ACU test day, so they can't use that one to get out of it. Then click on the results for the race. You will see that he finished the race and therefore completed it, which means he was allowed to start the race. Alright, we're about to get underway for day 2 at Brands Hatch now. Track action starts in a bit. We've got some races from the schedule yesterday to squeeze in today, so we don't get our 2 11-lap races. We're going to get 2 9-lap races, which is a bit shit. I wanted the longer ones, but I am starting closer to George and Enzo. I've got James next to me on the grid as well, who DNF'd in the first race, even though we had the same pace as the other guys and myself. So the times are close. Noah's done a 1:41.9, and then George and Enzo have done 42.2s. I've done a 42.5, and James has done like 42.6. So we're all like, it should be a battle from 1st to 5th, really, and we're all on the same time, which is pretty interesting. So we'll see what happens with that today. We just need to not get stuck with the Supertwins that we were in yesterday. Obviously battling bikes that weren't in class. So if we get a good jumping onto the back of the other guys, then we don't get stuck with bikes that aren't in class, and at least we're battling for actual positions rather than just pride on track. So that's the goal for today.
Sport Challenge, and one of them is 3 injection 600 category. Race number 1 yesterday.
Oh yeah, what the fuck you got?
Right, the sun's starting to come out again now, so it's going to get a bit warmer. It's still a bit better than what it was yesterday, temperature-wise. These should be running a bit cooler. The track should be a bit cooler, so hopefully the lap times will be a bit quicker. Yesterday was it was an okay race, but we're starting the race from a bit closer to the people we need to be battling. So once again, massive shout out to all these guys. Most important part of the weekend, probably. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I've sort of wandered up a little bit behind Hillwoods. Finished race 2. I have calmed down from race 2. I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't very happy. Basically, I got a goodish start, but Lewis come through on his Super Twin and brought another couple of bikes through that weren't in class again, and they were a bit opportunistic. When I didn't want to pass Lewis back because he looked like he had okay pace to catch George in front, but sitting behind him just opened me up to getting dive bombed from the other guys behind. So I ended up then at the back of the train. We were still catching the stock twins in front, but I had a lot of bikes between me and them, and then caught Ian up on his other Super Twin, who was sort of touring, to be honest, and then woke up when we overtook him, so he sped up and I had to get a bit forceful to get in front of him, and then it was too late in the race to do anything with it then. But it was 0.2 behind George at the line, so like another lap and I could have at least tried to see if I could get in front of him. But yeah, the last lap where I had some clear air, I set a pretty good lap time, so I'm not starting behind the gaggle now, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. But yeah, I was pretty fed up with that race, just watching the positions that I cared about sail off in front and stuck behind bikes that I couldn't overtake, so it's pretty shit, but happens to all of us at some point.
Squad.
Looks like we lost. Very difficult race 2 of the weekend, and there is Steve Lester. So yeah, that's definitely Carl Vicker's bike, and lovely to see the teammates go working together. That bike did take fair time.
The fall from grace. Where will it be? Championship leader, mate. Nice and sweaty.
You saw me coming down, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I thought I'd come and stick a camera in your face. I made it all the way back home and realised I didn't really say anything about race 3. So race 3 was a good crack. I got 5th again, so a weekend of pretty bad results really. Didn't get what I needed to get and finish in front of the rivals, but the race was good fun. Sort of got on terms with George, and then Archie came through, and I was behind Archie and George battling, and they were side by side so much with each other. Like they raced each other corner to corner, just like passing all the time, that it meant there wasn't any space for me to try a pass, so I was just sat watching them two knock chunks off each other. So it was good fun, but bad result. So you know, yeah, pretty bad weekend really. So
Has turned, the balance has shifted, the downward spiral must be stopped. Will there be another nail in the coffin, or does a resurgence lie ahead?